Today, I wanted to talk about why people dislike real estate agents. Stay tuned. We are starting in just a few seconds. So this career of being a real estate agent is kind of funny. In one spectrum of this industry, people want to become real estate agents because they watch HGTV and they think we're all millionaires. So they want to make money really quickly, fast. They want to get in and start selling and making thousands of dollars. So it looks lucrative and glamorous and all of the things which this industry is not, but that's the perception from the public. But on the other hand, it's kind of like a paradox, because when you enter this industry and you start prospecting, which one of the most popular ways to prospect is cold call and door knock, when you start making phone calls, and I'm talking from my own experience, and you pick up the phone and you start talking to people, and the first thing you say to them that you are a real estate agent, they hang up the phone on you.
Hi, Mrs. Davidson. It's Joanna, local real estate agent. How are you this morning?
And this was perplexing me in the beginning when I started. It's kind of funny because when I would go out to the public and say I'm a real estate agent, I remember going to church and telling an acquaintance that I have just become a real estate agent, and she looked at me and she said, "Oh my God, so now you're rich." So this perception from the public about real estate agents is really strange. I really don't understand it. In one way, everybody thinks we're wealthy, rich. We sleep with like gold chains around our necks and have maids. And the other aspect is that when we make phone calls to the same people, they hang up the phone on us, because the first thing is when they hear that we're a real estate agent, they don't want to talk to us. And I figure out why they dislike us. And I'm going to share that with you, because I've been cold calling a lot lately. I wasn't cold calling in the beginning when I started, and I wasn't door knocking, but I have door knocked and I am cold calling, and probably will be door knocking too again. And this is not for the faint of hearts, trust me. Gaining the experience and fortitude in door knocking and cold calling strangers is an art of its on its own, but that's a different subject. I wanted to share with you my experience, why I think people dislike real estate agents, and why there's such a big discrepancy. Why on one end, everybody thinks we're swimming in money and they're envious of us. And on the other hand, when we do call them on the phone, trying to help them and service them, they are so negatively, not all of them, obviously, but a lot of them, I noticed from my own experience, why they are so negative towards us from the get-go. So I figured this out. The reason why most people distrust real estate agents, in my opinion, is that because of the chasing for transaction by the real estate agents in the past. It's kind of like the sleazy car salesman. I mean, no offense to people who are in the car sales industry. I think they're hardworking people, but at the same time, let's face it, when you walk into a car dealership, they're almost want to like keep you there and lock you inside and not let you leave until you buy the car. So it's that hunger for getting the transaction and being salesy. That's the reputation that this industry has had in the past. And because of the bad experiences that the public had with real estate agents, with trying to get the transaction and sell them something, people don't like to be sold to. Nobody likes to be sold to. And there's a perception that real estate agents, all they want is just to sell you something, push something down your throat, and take advantage of you. There's a big mistrust for real estate agents. And it's sad because I think while the industry is changing a little bit and there are wonderful agents and coaches out there that teach a different method. I mean, one of them is obviously Ricky Carute, who I follow, whose slogan is relationships over transactions, which I absolutely love, because in order to really gain transactions down the road, what do you have to do? You have to develop relationships with people. That's how people will not think about you as sleazy, salesy, pushing things down the throat. They will think of you as their friend. Unfortunately, this industry has not been shaped that way. And also there are other agents that are making it worse for the ones that are trying to make it a relationship, not a transactional, but more of a relationship kind of a industry. The ones that are being pushy and trying to sell too quickly, and they're only thinking about themselves, they are ruining it for us. So if you're a brand new agent and you're just starting out there, think about cleaning up this industry with us and trying to evolve it into making it that we are really advisors, friends. And like, why do doctors don't have a bad reputation out there? Everybody loves doctors and nurses. If you have a lab coat, a white lab coat, immediately you gain respect, trust from the public. And why is that? Because doctors don't sell anything to you. Granted, yes, they prescribe to you prescriptions and things like that, but the overall image the public has of a doctor is that this person will make me better, will make me feel better, will solve my problem. If I'm sick, they're gonna try to help me not be sick and cure me. They're looked at as people that are going to cure you. That might not necessarily be the case, but that's what they're looked at, that they're going to cure you. Now, why can't we as real estate agents start to change this industry and think that we have these white lab coats and there's a sign here, a real estate agent advisor, and that we can cure their problems? If we start thinking this way, that we are doctors of real estate, that we will cure their problems, we will start gaining trust of the public. Unfortunately, for now, that's not the case. Another reason why the public doesn't trust real estate agents is that when people come into this industry, brand new, with no money and no income, because this is a profession with the commission-only structure, they can be very needy. The real estate agents, I mean, they can be very needy. They want to make money really quickly. They need to pay their bills. Of course, it's all understandable, but that cannot be at any circumstance reflected on your clients. Your clients cannot suffer and be taken advantage of because you have to pay for rent. If that is the case, figure out a way to cover those expenses before you jump into the big waters so that you can provide fair service to your clients and be that advisor. Unfortunately, some agents, they come in quickly trying to make a buck and using certain techniques that might be pushy or salesy, and therefore can turn the public off. So that's another reason why I get hung up on the phone a lot. And the last reason that I wanted to say, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but I think I wanted to focus on the main three that are just kind of polluting this possibility of tremendous potential for this industry to become a really reputable and respectable industry. Is that Some real estate agents might be coming in to the industry or already be in the industry for years, and they are very self-oriented. I'm not saying all of them, but if they are self-oriented and they're just thinking about, look at me, I've been in the business for 30 years and I have all these awards and things like that, and look at my headshot and look at me. Where is the value here for the client? I mean, who cares? The client doesn't care what kind of car you drive, what kind of house you live in. If you have, traveled to Fiji for your vacation and you spent $10,000 on it, they don't care. Nobody cares. The only person that cares is you. They don't care what kind of, house you live in and how many degrees you have and how many awards, plaques you have at home. They don't care. Nobody cares. They're not even going to read through it. Because you're not solving their problem by telling them all about yourself. Of course, yeah, briefly, you want to tell quickly something interesting about yourself if they ask you, but really, you want to focus on the client, because when you are solving their problems, they're thinking about their problems at that juncture. They're sitting and thinking, how can I sell my house for the best buck? Or how can I buy a house with good schools, low taxes, great neighborhood, and I'm going to like it there? How can you solve their problem? You're not going to solve their problem by pulling up to their house in a Lamborghini. That's not solving their problem. It's solving yours. You're solving your own problems. You're pulling up to their house in a Lamborghini, wearing an Armani jacket and a Rolex watch that you rented, and you're solving your problems because you're basically just solving the fact that you're not confident enough to walk up to your client being who you are and talking about their needs. You're filling in some kind of a gap in you with these material things that your clients don't care about. So the perception that some of the clients might have or potential customers might have of real estate agents is that they are very self-absorbed. I'm not saying all of them are. Please don't attack me. Obviously, there's tons of fantastic real estate agents out there, but for some reason, there is this perception with the public that exists, and that's why I get hung up on the phone. I cannot fix this overnight, neither can you, but I can make you aware of it. So if you are in this industry and you want to change something, or if you are just starting out and you want to start on the right foot, perhaps these tips will help you. I'm not telling you what to do. If you want to hire a Lamborghini and go to your listing appointment with the Lamborghini, you can do it. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm telling you that that's not what the client is looking for. And the question that we should be always asking, if we want to gain the same respect as the doctor in the lab coat, we should be always asking, how can I cure your problems? How can I solve your problems? How can I help you? What can I do for you? So my mission when I'm making cold calls using Ricky Carut's scripts, which to me are the best in the industry by far. I've tried all of them. They are the best because you are from the get-go formulating some kind of a personable connection with the person on the other phone who already has all their red flags out. They're already kind of like, what do you want from me? So my mission, and I'm sure many people who follow this method and are into formulating relationships. It's our mission collectively to try to change this industry and let the people know that I'm not calling to sell you anything or get anything from you. I'm not asking you to do anything for me. But I am calling you to ask you, what can I do for you today? That's it. What can I do for you today? How can I help you today? And once we start treating this industry in a way that we are serving and we are helping and we are curing, like the white lab coat doctors, perhaps this industry at some point will change. But for now, for some reason, there's this huge discrepancy that I was talking about in the beginning, where the public thinks that we are swimming in money. And then when the public gets calls from us, they totally do not want to talk to us. And it's difficult to change that. It's difficult to persuade them that, hey, the first initial couple seconds on the phone when you call them, they hate you. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to talk to robocalls. They don't want to talk to salespeople. They don't want to be sold to. The first word out of many people's mouths is, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Don't talk to me. Don't call me. Get your number off my list. So our job is to say to them, hey, listen, I'm not selling you anything. I'm not persuading you to do anything. I'm just asking if I can help. And when they hear that word, a lot of times they're dumbfounded. They're like, what? You want to help me? Wow. They actually get silent for a second. Like, why would you want to help me? You want to come and mow my lawn? Yeah. Well, obviously, I'm not going to go there and mow their lawn because that's not my job. But hey, I mean, what do you need help with? Do you need a vendor? Do you need a lender? Do you need a mini property report? Do you need a good electrician? I mean, I have a list of all these great vendors locally. Do you need local information? I mean, everything that we doing should be really centered on local information. We could be like local info people to our potential clients. But on a positive note, once you do become the go-to real estate agent, which is another paradox for me, once you do become the go-to real estate agent for that perfect client of yours, let me tell you, they will not, if you do a good job, of course, if you gain their trust and you do a great job for them, it is highly unlikely that they will ever work with anybody else. That's another paradox for this industry, is that one, they think we swim in money. Two, they hate us when we call them because they think we're selling them. But once we win their hearts and do a great job for them, they will never do another transaction with anybody else. They will always go with us. They will always recommend us to their friends and family. They will always use us for their real estate needs. So this is kind of like a 3-tier run. The first hurdle is to beat their myths about real estate agents. The second is win them over and let them know that we are curing their problems. And the third one is to become their friend for life. It's very funny. It's very interesting. It's a paradox. I'm still trying to understand many aspects of this, but these are the 3 things I wanted to share with you. I hope they were helpful to you. If you have any comments, leave them below, please. I love reading your comments. And this is it for now. Please watch my next video. Hopefully it will help you as well. And see you shortly.